Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. This is the place where we share ideas and strategies on how to advance in your life, business, and career by using the knowledge and skills you already have. I believe that the true power to overcome obstacles and rise above our adversity is drawn from within ourselves. Developing belief in self and building self-confidence is an absolute must for every person who wants to live an impactful life. I'm your host, Isaac Kwambua, and I'm honored to be your coach today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Isaac Kwambua, and today I have the privilege of having a guest, a friend of ours called Alexis Hesselberger. I think I messed up that name quite a bit. It's a unique name. And so, Alexis, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here. And no, you said it just fine.
Okay. It's a very unique name. So as you know, in our show, we focus on potential. We focus on helping people to step into their greatness, to exploit the giftedness that they have and the abilities that they have so they can go to the next level, whether you're running a business or you're running a team or you're planning on stepping into any kind of a goal that you want to accomplish. So today we are going to have a conversation with Alexis, and she's going to tell us her story. So Alexis, tell us about you. Who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Alexis Hasselberger, and I am a time management and productivity coach. I speak, I train on all those subjects as well. And so I do my work with people through coaching, through group coaching, through corporate training and workshops, and also through online courses. And so, my goal is not productivity from a level of like, let's just do all the things more. I really approach productivity from a level of how can we be more intentional with our time? How can we make sure that our time is being used to support our goals and our values? And how can we make sure we're doing more of the stuff we want and less of the stuff that we don't?
Mm-hmm. I love that. And of course, before the recording, you told me a little bit about your story. You have a very interesting history, the places that you've worked, the people that you have helped, and how you got to do what you do today. Do you mind telling us that story?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I spent the first probably 15 years of my career working in early stage startups here in Silicon Valley, where I live. And this meant that I was constantly in circumstances where there was way more to do than people to do it. People were working really long, hard hours trying to build things out of nothing. And people burnt out a lot, right? People were working, at the office all hours of the day. People would, be scrambling around. And I really realized quite early on that I wanted to do an excellent job. And I also wanted to have a life outside of my work. And so I started building strategies and, techniques to help me do that. And, when you're kind of doing something that other people are seeing, then they start to come to you for that sort of thing. And so people, I would have companies ask me, oh, could you help us build and implement a task management system? Or, maybe a customer service system and streamline our processes. And then at one point, a CEO I worked for said, hey, do you think you could just do a productivity workshop for our whole company? Just do it based on everything you already do for yourself. And I said, yes, like that sounds like a lot of fun. And that actually was the thing that sparked in my head, oh, maybe this joy that I have in kind of figuring out systems and figuring out how to make things happen efficiently so that I can have a lot more time. Maybe that's something that I could share with others. And so that's how I got into what I'm doing now.
I love that. I really do. And I can tell that you're really passionate about what you do, which is from a business and coaching perspective, something that you rarely find in people. A lot of people step into business thinking that they love the thing they want to do, and then they realize I don't. And for you, you are very passionate about it. I can tell that you really love it. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your business.
Mhm.
Yes, you're a productivity coach and time management coach, but what's the process that you walk people through and who is it that you work with? Because I want our audience to know about you. I know for sure there's someone here who is wondering how to do something when it comes to becoming more productive, managing their time and their priorities, working less, doing more of the things that they love doing, like you said. So can you walk us through your process, and who is it that you want to work with?
Yeah, so I'll tell you who I work with first, and then I'll kind of walk you through that process. So I, in general, when I'm working with individuals, I work with people, I like to say, who have big lives, big jobs, or both, right? And so it's typically people who are busy professionals, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, a lot of, executives, managers. I certainly work with some people earlier in their career as well, but oftentimes a profile of someone who will reach out to me is someone who has become successful through brute force. So they have become successful. They've worked really hard. They worked all the long hours, and they get to this level, and then they realize, I really want to be using my time for other things as well, right? I don't want to have to just continue to sustain at this level with this kind of crazy amount of stress and pressure. And so, and I also work with businesses who want to avoid that, right? Who want people to really, really be doing well. And so when I work with people, I really approach time management and productivity from an individualistic perspective. Even when I'm doing group coaching and my courses, I want people to self-reflect, because I feel very strongly that we are all different. You and I, we have different brains, we have different circumstances, we have different wants and needs. And so it's very hard for someone to just read a book and then implement everything that that person says, because it's not meant for them. It's meant for the person who wrote it. And so with folks that I take through my coaching programs and my, various types of content, we always start from a position of knowing ourselves better, exactly as we are, so that we can build strategies around what works for us individually as humans. We move into task management. So I help people to offload the mental load and get it all into what I call a single trusted system. I help people to then prioritize. So we know what the things are. Now, how do we actually know when to do these things? How do we know what we need to say yes to and no to? How do we prioritize in such a way that we know for sure the things we did today were more important than the things we didn't do, because we're not going to do all the things. We move into planning so that we can be more intentional instead of letting the day happen to us, to really come at it with a plan. We move into our tools, email management, calendar management. Everyone's in too many meetings these days, right? All of document management, all of the tools that we use around us. We move into habit building, because a lot of the things we do are around habits. And I don't know about you, you tell me, do motivation and willpower make habits work for you, or do you need more than that?
Have you ever met someone that puts you at ease from the time you say hello? That's been my experience with Isaac since the first time we met. As a speaker, he holds your interest and provides pertinent information on the topic he's speaking about. He's an excellent connector and business relationship builder. That was the testimonial of Debbie Davis, Business Development Manager at Douglas Freeman CPA LLC. And it's not the only one. Isaac has a gift for powerfully impacting businesses one person at a time. Be sure to check out what else Isaac can do for you and for your company. Come to dynamomethods.com. Now, let's get back to the rest of the show.
Of course, I need more than that. They might get me fired up, but after that, I need a system that can help me to build those habits and also to sustain the habits.
Exactly, right? We need actual science-backed strategies to lift us and help us. So I help people with that. I then move into efficiency. So for me, this means, we all have a certain amount of time we want to be, quote, productive, right? We have a certain number of hours we want to work. How do we make the most out of those hours so that we have time for all of the other things and that we can make time for the other things? And then I move into focus. And so focus is equal parts removing distractions that really kill productivity for a lot of us. And also, have you ever been in a room all alone by yourself? Your kids aren't there, your spouse isn't there, and you still can't focus on what you're doing?
course. You know,
right?
my thoughts distract me.
Yep, exactly. Like our own thoughts distract ourselves. And so,
Yeah.
and so I end up there with helping people now that they know what their priorities are and how to keep track of things. Now, how do we focus on those things
Yep.
so that we can sustain that? And so that's kind of the overarching arc that goes through everything I do.
You know, I love it. It's well structured, well thought out. It's a whole recipe for productivity. That's what I can call it.
Yeah.
Um, so you and I, we play in the same space of coaching, training, and speaking, and we
Yeah.
love what we do. We strive to make a difference. That's what we want to do. And in my case, you know, when I talk about my purpose, which I worked on for a long time, and now I live that purpose, I my purpose is to inspire people and to
Mhm.
empower them, to inspire them, to show them what's possible for them, who they can
Mhm.
become, what they can do, what they can have, showing them all the possibilities, and then we come down to empower them. And I like what you said, that you have the tools to get
Mhm.
people there, because
Yeah.
when you go to a motivational seminar, you really get fired up, and people tell you you can do it, and you know you can do it, you know you have it in you, and as soon as you get home you go like, how do I do that? And that's where the empowerment comes in. And I'm
Mhm.
just happy that you have that very systemized process of helping people. So there's one thing you said that I picked on, and you said you need to have a trusted time system, something like that. Okay,
Mhm.
can you
Mhm.
speak on that?
Yeah.
Because I like the word trusted, which means it's been proven to work, and if you follow that system, it's going to help you. So can you speak on that, please?
Yeah, exactly. And so the where this comes from actually is, I didn't originate it. I have to give credit where credit is due. So, David Allen, who wrote Getting Things Done,
Yep.
he talked about having a trusted system.
Mm-hmm.
And I take that a little bit step farther and I say, you want to have a single trusted system. You want to have one place
Mm-hmm.
where you store all the things that are running through your brain, all those random ideas that you have, all of it's an in everything, your email, your messages, those are all inputs into your system
Mm-hmm.
so that you can prioritize linearly, because as humans we can only actually do one thing at a time. We may think we can multitask, but we're wrong. We can only do one thing at a time.
Yep.
And so having a trusted system means that you don't have to store everything in your memory. It's like I always think of it as like an external hard drive for your brain
Mm-hmm.
that you can access anywhere you are.
Yep.
So, practically, this usually means a task app of some sort,
Mm-hmm.
something that you're constantly putting things into, and also that it's not just a garage. We don't want kind of the graveyard of abandoned task apps, right? Where we open up this app and we look at a list from 3 years ago of stuff we didn't do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We instead want an engine that drives our work. So we want to be able to have a feedback loop there where things go in, we plan and prioritize using that system, and then that system actually drives our work. So it's open all the time. When we're working throughout the day, we're not just doing whatever comes our way. We are working off of our plan.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So I have a question that
Mhm.
I'm just curious about.
Yeah.
So you are very logical and systematic in your thinking and the way
Mhm.
you do things. I can tell, but you're also very personable. Now, those are two very great qualities. And I'm asking because I came from the engineering world,
Yeah.
whereby it's one extreme. You're really good at the logical stuff, technical stuff, but you're lacking people skills, or you're really great with personable stuff, relationships, but you're struggling on being systemized. How did you get to be that person who has a very good harmony between the two?
Well, thank you very much, first of all. That's a very nice compliment.
Hmm.
And I think that, I would say that I think that the logical side of me is more innate, and
Hmm.
the people skills side of me is more learned, honestly.
Hmm.
I think that, as a young kid, even, I was that kid who was like, breaking out the graph paper so I could make a schedule for myself. Like I was very kind of, focused on a high ROI for my own time, even from when I was very little.
Yeah.
And I think that through trial and error
Hmm.
and many years of, being in management and working with all sorts of different people,
Hmm.
I really honed those people skills. I managed HR at companies for a really long time, and you get a lot of people skills experience when you're dealing with other people's interpersonal issues, and you're the mediator and you're the facilitator. And so, yeah, I would say that, anyone can learn anything. Like I really firmly believe in the growth mindset.
Hmm.
And for me, those people skills came after.
Yeah, I love that, and thank you very much for sharing. So there's someone out there who has thought about starting their own business, and they're scared. They don't know where to start. You've been doing this for pretty much almost for 5 years now, and you have your systems in place. You are helping other people. You are very successful. What's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who is just getting started?
I think that the best piece of advice I could give is just get started. Like, don't wait for things to be perfect.
Yeah.
Don't, if I look back to the beginning of my business and my first coaching client, I literally was creating the curriculum as I was coaching. I was about a week ahead at any given time, right? And I think that a lot of people that I see that start out new are really focused on whatever message they're putting out into the world, it being perfect, and making sure that anything is just like the very highest quality and the very best thing. The reality is this: when you're a little business, when you're a little baby business and you haven't gotten much traction yet, you have this big gift. And that gift is that nobody is watching you yet. And so you can mess up and it's okay. Yeah. And you learn along the way. I always just think about, like, let's say you screw up and you send out an email and it has some wrong things. Who cares? People aren't even reading most of their email.
One or two people are going to read it. So
right.
There's not much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that advice. So obviously, I know there are going to be people interested in getting in touch with you to explore your services or pick your brain or just engage with the content that you're putting out there. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
So the best way to get in touch with me is via my website. It's alexishasselberger.com. And I hope you will put that in the show notes because no one will be able to spell it. But people can go there, go to my website. You can sign up for a free consultation if you're considering working with me, or better yet, you can even just download a free distraction action plan, which is something that will help you to remove distractions so that you can claw back more of your time right now, within 5 minutes. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Do More Stress Less, on Instagram at do.more.stress.less, or Facebook at Do More Stress Less.
Wow, I love that. Alexis, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to the show, and looking forward to chat with you in the future.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, bye.
That was Isaac Wamboa, founder of Dynamo Methods. And if what he and his guests talked about sounds like a problem you're having too, stop by dynamomethods.com to find out more. You can book a complimentary 45-minute virtual training for your team. Or you can learn more about group workshops on team leadership, sales, communication, and much more. Don't wait. Let Isaac show you how to step into greatness today.